All right. Welcome to article number 6 for our article of the week. And this is Mrs. Bullard, and I'm going to be walking you through the reading of this article. It's titled Don't Shop, Adopt. And we're going to be working on taking some Cornell notes one more time because practice makes perfect. So I want you to look at the title and the cover image of that sweet little puppy. And in your mind, I want you to make a guess what this article is probably going to be about, what the topic of this article is. And if you thought, well, I think it's probably going to be about adopting a pet and why that might be a good thing. And it must have something negative about shopping for a pet because it says don't shop, comma, that which means instead you should adopt. So if you thought that, you are correct. This is all about pet adoption and how it benefits you if you enjoy having pets, and it also benefits animals. So let's take a quick overview. Let's just kind of acquaint ourselves with this article. We've got a paragraph introduction, and then we have shopping for the perfect pet as our first header. And that whole section is on the front page. And we have an image here of a puppy, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then on the back, we have another image. And then we have a second header titled Adopting the Perfect Pet. So this, and there's one more sweet image at the bottom of a dog named Sadie, which we'll talk about. So we have really just two big sections in this article, which is different from our other articles. Our other articles had many more than just two. So for each section on your Cornell notes, you're going to see the introduction, shopping for the perfect pet, and adopting the perfect pet. And so since there's only two sections, we're going to be looking for at least 4, maybe 5 details that will go in each of those categories as we're reading. Okay? So you should have either the Cornell notes on paper, and if you do have it on paper, you'll need a pencil. And if you don't have it on paper, you should have this pulled up. And I would split screen the Cornell notes with this video. So I'm going to let you, if you're not organized yet, go ahead and pause this video, get yourself set up, and then we'll get going. All right. So the way I do this is I read a section and we pause and we think about it, we reflect, and we go to the Cornell notes and add in the details that we think are important for that section. And then we move on to the second and third sections. So here's the introduction for Don't Shop, Adopt. According to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and we call that the ASPCA, that's an acronym, approximately 3.3 million dogs are brought to animal shelters each year. Sadly, about 670,000 of those dogs are euthanized each year by animal shelters due to overcrowding. Euthanasia means that an animal is injected with a lethal mixture that causes a painless death. These animals can be helped, though. Many of them are available for adoption at a local shelter. In fact, approximately 1.6 million dogs are adopted from shelters each year. All right, so let's think about the introduction. It sounds to me, let's think about text structure. And you just finished learning the different text structures. You should have an anchor chart in your classroom. And I want you to look at that anchor chart and think about what I just read. And I want you to guess what text structure that introduction is. Is it just description? Is it cause and effect? Is it compare and contrast? Is it problem solution? Is it sequence? And I hope that you're thinking more along the lines of problem and solution. It's a problem that this many dogs are in shelters and 670,000 of them have to be euthanized each year. That is a problem. But at the end of that paragraph, there's a solution presented, and it's adoption. Okay? So this is a problem solution article. And that introduction is setting you up for the rest of the article. It's going to go through the problems, and it's going to offer solutions. So let's go to our Cornell notes and think about what we can include here in the, oops, I have to make a quick copy of this real quick. Think about what we can put in for the key details. We definitely want to address the problem in the solution because I believe that's how this article is going to follow. So one of the details that supports the main problem of the article is that 3.3 million dogs are brought to shelters each year. Let me check that one more time. That's kind of a startling statistic. Each year, 3.3 million dogs are brought to shelters every year. That's an incredible large amount of dogs. And then we probably also want to include 670,000 they use the word euthanized, but I'm going to just make it a little bit easier, are put to death. If you want to put euthanized, this is how you spell it, euthanized, each year. Okay, there's our problem. Third bullet, let's find a detail that shows the solution. And I'm looking towards the end. It says, these animals can be helped, though. Many of them are available for adoption at local shelter. In fact, 1.6 million dogs are adopted from shelters each year. So many can be helped by adoption. And then let's get that last statistic in. 1.6 million are adopted each year. 1.6 million are adopted each year. Okay, so these were all sentences, so I just have to be the English teacher and put a period at the end of these. So we have 4 really good key facts that support that introduction. We've addressed 2 of them are about the problem and 2 of them are about the solution. So we're going to move into shopping for the perfect pet. And it's going to follow this same order where we're going to be talking about, this is really going to be the problem addressed in this article. So if you don't have those notes written down or typed in, pause this video, make sure you've got all 4 key details, and then when you're ready, we'll move on to the next section. Okay, I'm getting my bullet set up for the next section, and let's read it. Shopping for the perfect pet. It is estimated that 44% of all households in the U.S. have a dog, and 34% are purchased through breeders, according to the American Pet Products Association, APPA. Some breeds have better reputations than others when it comes to overall temperament. Now, temperament is like the dog's personality. Typically, families want a dog with a pleasant temperament, a dog that is easy to live with, and some are better than others. So that's what this paragraph really is introducing us to. Families looking for specific breeds may shop online, in pet stores, or they may go directly to a breeder. Unfortunately, that transition word indicates a problem. Unfortunately, some online breeders and pet shops get their dogs from puppy mills. These are facilities where dogs are bred for profit. The adult dogs are often kept in inhumane, that means not humane, very almost dangerous places. They're inhumane conditions and not regulated for proper treatment. They often live in filth without proper vet care, living their entire lives in small cages. They get little to no human interaction. Female dogs, often bred with little recovery time between litters. By purchasing a puppy from one of these online breeders or pet shops, you may be supporting these puppy mills. Because of the poor conditions, puppy mills can produce pets with serious health problems. When buying online or from a pet store, there is often little to no support after the sale. If the dog does have a serious health condition, the vet bills could become quite burdensome. And that word burdensome means large, and it's hard to pay for. It is important to take the time to choose a responsible breeder. Full-bred dogs can come from a responsible breeder who will allow you to see and visit their dogs used for breeding. These dogs should live in happy homes, have ample recovery time between litters, and receive regular vet care. If you must shop for a pet, take time to check out the breeder first. There are some ethical means good, breeders. Fluff and Stuff Doodles, a company that breeds golden doodles, even has a guardian home program for their breeding dogs. Each breeding dog is placed in a loving home with specific instructions on nutrition, grooming, and vet care. The family enjoys the dog during its lifetime and allows Fluff and Stuff all breeding rights. Golden doodles from this responsible breeder cost about $2,200. Other purebred dogs can range in cost from $400 to $3,000. Okay, we're going to stop there. And that was a long section, but remember this was really about the problem. And the problem, if we go back and skim through it, we have people that want to buy dogs and they want to go, they go to a pet store or they go to a breeder thinking that they're buying a healthy, happy dog that was raised responsibly. But you might not realize that some of these animals might come from these puppy mills. So it looks like the topic puppy mills is really the central idea or the central topic of this section. So what I would like you to do is on your notes, I would like you to put the problems with puppy mills. Okay, so this whole section is about the problems with puppy mills. So what I want you to do is, if you can make a bullet that kind of goes out underneath this, we're going to outline this idea. We want to find some details that support the problems with puppy mills idea. So if you go back and if you go into the paragraph, it says these are facilities where dogs are bred for profit. The adult dogs are often kept in inhumane conditions and not regulated for proper treatment. So that's one good example. You could say adult dogs are kept in inhumane conditions. Okay, and then you would hit your bullet again, or you'd come down with your pencil, and then you come back and see if we can find some more details. It says they often live in filth without proper vet care, living their entire lives in small cages. So I would put they live in filth, do not have proper vet care, and they live in small cages. These are details that support our main topic about the problems with puppy mills. Let's find another detail that supports the problem with puppy mills. It says female dogs are often bred with little recovery time between litters. That's inhumane. Female dogs have little recovery time between litters. They're litters of puppies. They need to have a time to kind of raise their puppies and kind of heal from that process, so they can have a healthy second litter. But the puppy mills just want puppies, and they don't really give those female dogs a lot of time. It says it can produce pets with serious health problems. Mills can produce pets with serious health problems. And now this goes to the owners, and the owners are buying what they think are healthy pets, but when they get them home, their puppies, they start to see all these problems, health problems because of the puppy mill, and so it becomes very expensive to take care of them and get them to a vet, which is another problem. And then it goes on to, it's important to go to responsible breeders. So I think that we covered the main problem that's being presented in this article, and the problem really is around these puppy mills. And then we have 4 good details that explain the problems with puppy mills. If you don't have those details in your notes, I want you to pause the video and go ahead and make sure they're in your notes, and then come back and we'll read the second section of the article. Okay, as we discussed earlier, the second section entitled Adopting the Perfect Pet, this is going to be the solution part of the article, adoption, okay? And let me go back up before we continue on. There's a text feature here. This is just, you probably already read it, but this is a picture of a puppy in a puppy mill, and it's showing what those small cages look like, and they have no room to run around or exercise. So this is more evidence that supports this idea of the problem with puppy mills. So moving on to the second section, we have adopting the perfect pet. Now this time you're going to be typing in or writing in the details on your own. I'll get you started, so pay close attention, because you're going to be looking for details that support why people should adopt pets. Many people are unaware that even purebred dogs can be adopted. They are available through local shelters or breed-specific rescue organizations such as Border Collie Rescues in Willis, Texas. A simple internet search can lead you to a rescue organization for your favorite breed. Shelters also have a variety of mixed breeds to offer. When you adopt a pet, you are saving an animal's life. There are many choices on types of dogs. You can decide what gender and size works best for your family. You can adopt an older dog or a puppy. Some families may want to avoid the work that comes with getting a new puppy, preferring a mature dog that won't chew everything in sight or relieve himself in the house. And I adopted a puppy. Just as an aside, I'm making a connection with this text, and I'm thinking about, as I'm reading it, my experience by adopting a puppy. And puppies are a lot of work. They're like having babies in a house. So if you are thinking about adopting a puppy, just be aware of how much work it's going to take. A lot of time and attention. Puppies need that. Okay, where was I? It says some dogs available for adoption are already fully trained but have to be rehomed when an owner can no longer care for them. When adopting, you can discuss your options with a shelter volunteer who has interacted with these dogs enough to let you know their activity levels, their temperaments, remember that means their personalities, and how the dogs will probably behave with kids and other pets. These volunteers know which type of home would best suit each dog. Rescue dogs are also much less expensive. Typical prices of pet rescue range from $50 to $250. Let's pause for a moment. I remember earlier we had some prices if you were to buy a dog. If you look up here, it says they range from $400 to $3,000. So they're very expensive to buy. But if you come down here, it's just $50 to $250. So there's a big advantage to adopting. It's the lower price. This price includes the first round of shots and vet care. Shelters will typically spay or neuter the pets also, sparing you the cost. Some even come already microchipped, identifying your dog if it's ever lost. All of these extra perks make it so that adopting a pet is often considerably cheaper than finding a dog for free and paying for all these services out of your own pocket. In an effort to stop puppy mills and promote adoption, large pet supply stores such as Petco and PetSmart offer pet adoption events on a regular basis, typically Saturdays. And if you live in the Irmo area, you know that if you ever go into PetSmart, I do this a lot on Saturdays. I just like to go see all the pets up for adoption and give them some attention. It's fun to go check them out. Adoptions are handled through local shelters. These stores do not sell full-bred dogs in their stores. The next time your family is looking for a new pet, please consider adopting over shopping. Okay? So that last sentence is really the whole, the central idea of this article. Consider adopting over shopping for pets. Okay? So we're going to go back and we're going to think about what we should put in our notes for this section, adopting the perfect pet. And just like we did with the first section, we're going to start it with a main topic. So I'm going to get my bullet down here where it belongs. There we go. And we're going to put instead of the problems, we're going to put the benefits. Benefits of adopting. We'll put dogs here, even though you can adopt cats too. I adopted my cat and my dog. So the benefits are the good things that come from adopting. Why should people adopt dogs? Okay, so I'm going to get my second bullet ready to go. And what I want you to do is to go back into the article, just like we did for the first section, and find 4 reasons why it would be good to adopt a pet. And before I let you go to do that, let's check out this final text feature, this beautiful dog named Sadie. This is Sadie. She was adopted by a loving family at a Petco adoption event. Sadie and her 8 siblings were found in a deep ditch and brought to a rescue organization for adoption. So there's even another detail that you could include. There's plenty to choose from. There's my cuckoo clock. If you're a student of mine, you recognize that sound. If you're not a student of mine, yes, I have a cuckoo clock in my house that typically goes off right when I'm trying to record my videos. So back to the assignment, go into this section and find 4 details that support the benefits of adopting dogs and come back to the video once you're done. All right, now it's time to think about the summary. And when you write the objective summary, remember you start out with your topic sentence. You're going to name it, verb it, and include the central idea. I'm going to get you started. So the name it, this is where you put in the title of the article. So you're going to write in don't, wow, that's big, stop, comma, adopt, okay? And you have to put quotation marks around the title of an article. That's just the rule for punctuation. Make sure the D, the S, and the A are capitalized, and there is a comma after the word stop. And I would, if you look at the anchor chart in the classroom, you have, I think, 9 different verbs to choose from. And you can pick your own, or you can go along with me. I'm gonna, since this is a problem solution, I would put explains, and then our central idea, why adopting a dog is better than buying one. Okay, there's many ways to write the topic sentence. This is just the way that I chose to do it. It works. But if you have another way that you'd like to write your topic sentence, as long as it follows the same structure, name it, verb it, central idea, you're good to go. Or you can just use mine as your topic sentence. So the topic sentence is don't stop, adopt explains why adopting a dog is better than buying one. So what I want you to do is to put in 3 key details that support that topic sentence. You could go right back up here into your notes and use the details from your notes that would best support and summarize this article 1, 2, and 3. And then once you've brainstormed and organized your ideas, you're going to put it all together on these lines to make one big paragraph. So you just take your first sentence, which is your topic sentence, write it here, and then underneath that, you're going to add your 3 key detail sentences. And once you've finished your summary and you have all of your Cornell notes, I forgot to mention you should put your name at the top of your paper and the title of this article. I don't believe it has an author. No. So just put the title of the article in that second box, and then you can turn that in if you're typing this through Google Classroom, or you can turn this into your ELA teacher when you're ready. All right. Talk to you later.